Alyse. So what are we talking about today?
Well, Alyse, what do you think about China's great robotic leap forward?
Well, I think China will win the war in AI. I mean, look at how many people they've got in their country right now. They've got a population of 1.4 billion, and a lot of them are highly educated. They're also looking to retain all their AI talent as well. So like all the people who have gone overseas to study and who would have normally just stayed in Silicon Valley to get jobs in Google or Amazon or Facebook, they're actually attracting them back to China to work for their own tech companies like Baidu. I mean, who wouldn't want to when you can be part of building the next great country? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there used to be copycats in technology, but now they're actually innovating on top of what they've already got. The training data is a lot more immersive and immense than what we have in the West. So data is the new oil, and powered by AI, it will make them unstoppable.
Before we dive in, check out these awesome t-shirts and jumpers from Transhuman Apparel. They're a company that aims to raise awareness about transhumanism. So check out these awesome designs on the site and look out for my discount code in the description and on the screen. So go buy a t-shirt to support them.
Yeah, and I just talked about the human side of things, and I guess one of the reasons is we also got to think about how their society is changing. They've got research which says that the millennials are much more patriotic, and they've seen the great leap that China has taken to become a great country. China used to just be, like you said, thought of as the copycats of the world, but right now they're actually creating their own technology, they're innovating, and the young people have been part of this, the evolution of China. So they feel very patriotic about it. So they also want to be part of building the greatness of China. So we've seen how things are changing really fast, which means that they have a lot more people who would want to stay in China, as opposed to previously where a lot of these people would have thought about, I just want to move overseas and I want to get a job in the tech capital of the world, which would have been Silicon Valley. But that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, well, definitely no one wants to go to Silicon Valley now, especially with being able to work anywhere you want. And in China, the government's actually getting behind these initiatives with the 2030 AI strategy, which has become the global dominant leader of AI.
Yeah.
So interesting times.
And also you've seen in 2017, China released their plan for being one of the AI leaders of the world. And part of that was about spending more money on R&D. So every year they spend about there's no transparency, but they spend probably tens of billions of dollars into R&D alone. And that's just it's not just in AI, but also related technologies as well. So things I think quantum computing they're looking into, as well as drone technology. So and that's not just into research, but they're also giving a lot of money into these homegrown tech startups as well. And that's not the case with, say, the US or even other Western countries. The government just doesn't spend so much money on growing AI talent or capability, which is a shame.
And don't forget blockchain. Everybody loves a good blockchain.
Yeah. So I think what was it? China created their own digital currency on their own blockchain. Can you talk more about that?
Well, the digital Yuan, I'm a big central bank digital currency fan, and China have been experimenting it for a while in a few cities, and their plan is to release a nationwide central bank digital currency that's essentially going to be able to use it to power the Belt and Road Initiative. And so all the countries that are trading with China might have to go on board the central bank digital currency that's going to displace the US dollar dominance around the world.
Yeah, and they've got Ant Financial, who is looking at adopting that already. So Ant Financial is under Alibaba, the e-commerce giant.
Yeah, that's right. So they already have the digital infrastructure available to distribute it out with the WeChat Pay and Alipay. And yeah, I mean, I think the users, in terms of adopting these technologies, are already so mature that it won't be very hard to transition them to a digital yuan that's stored inside their phones.
So what do you think about the US? Are they looking at adopting digital currencies like as their official currency?
I think they're just going to have to keep up. So they're going to be forcing their hands by what the Chinese are doing if they want to keep their dominance in the US dollar. I guess that's what Facebook was trying to say with their proposal for Libra. And now that Libra 2.0, which is essentially pivoting away from becoming a basket of currencies and becoming just a stable coin of the US dollar and other jurisdictions. This will help countries like Australia, like the European countries, to sort of leverage that technology to create their own central bank digital currencies. And that means that the data they'll be able to collect on transactions all the way from the issuance in reserve banks all the way throughout the economy, that'll become transparent, and understanding what each measure that they do from an economic perspective, whether it's micro or macroeconomics, to be able to see that influence throughout the economy, and that'll enable them to push out those levers.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.